Aloha, my name is Benedict, ebodyfusion.com, and I want to show you these guys because I was playing around with this earlier today and it's quite extraordinary. So no matter what device you have, this is the DiaDENS PCM. It could be one of the rhythm units or high-end rhythm units or one of the ENOT units. Actually, this is one of my favorites, the 911M, and appropriately named. And so, you know, different frequencies that you can get with these units will give you different outputs and different sensations when you're dragging this across the skin. So I actually was doing it for cosmetology purposes this morning, and what I discovered with this was kind of interesting, I thought. Wherever I've had root canals, when I'm in the nerves over or around them and getting referrals, it leaks back, the electricity is leaching back or leaking back into those dead areas where the root canals have been. And I was able to charge them up, and then it got me thinking, well, obviously a lot of my eye strain and that sort of thing is around these mercury fillings that I've had forever, you know. And so I was doing that, but I was doing it at different frequencies, and I started off at 10 Hertz. And so I had it dialed up so that I could just feel the ticking going tick, 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 tick. And it was so calming. I remember just like, you know, just getting really calmed. And then I went to the 20, and it was a little more active, but it was still deeply calming. And then I went to like the 77, and I played around with that and felt it. And each time I'm brushing up with the skin. But what's nice about this head is that it's different from this one in that there's a lot of surface area on either side of it to support the tissue around to get this really nicely flat contoured face. The other way would be to take like this rhythm unit, which has a flat electrode on it, right? So it would be like more just like wiping. So it's like a different texture compared to, say, the ripple on this head here. So as I was playing with this, I had put on some creams, and it could have been coconut oil, and I, in order to use the electrosporosis, or whatever you pronounce that way to get the electrons to self-support, in this case, the compounds or the facial creams I was using. I was using actually one of these old, this is made by DENAS, it's one of their older ones, it's kind of nice. And I was also using this one that a friend had turned us onto, and that's kind of cool as well. Different properties in there. Anyway, so back to this. So I was using this after I put some of those creams on my face. I was using this to drive the creams deeper into the skin. So comparing this face now, and I was like working on my arms, and it was really nice to be able to just hold the device in one hand and be able to increase and lower the power as I needed to with this one hand over here, whilst I was working the other hand over on some tendinitis spots in here from actually getting back into doing some pull-ups. And then, so this actually for me now has actually gone to another level of appreciation of it. I hadn't really spent much time. The other thing you can do, of course, is like if you're doing your 6 points, or you want to take measurements wherever, this is great because you can see the device and you can read off the initial readings or the delta readings easily. Then back to this guy, which is my favorite, or was my favorite for sports injuries type stuff. And I happen to have an RCA jack on these, and so I have to convert it through this adapter to fit into this guy. Turn him on. I've got the sound turned off on this guy. Finally I found out how to do it. And so this is also good for doing around the face points too, because you can get deeper into the skin. And so for cosmetology purposes, this is really helpful too. Like I could do around there. And let's see if I can set this up. Right. Okay, so I'm feeling a little twitching going on in those muscles there when I had those prongs in that location. So that's where I want it. The power level is at, for this situation, for me, where are we? It's at 12, and feels kind of intense. I preferred this for doing that actually because it was smoother and it was easier to get an average input of power instead of being this prong approach. Now the prong approach is great for this sort of a situation where you want to get in deeply into a thicker tissue and massage the electrons in deeper down. So there we go, just wanted to share that. You can of course, so these can be used, great tools for cosmetology, and plus all of the other points on the body, or your pets too. Aloha, my name's Benedict Howard.